Employment Inclusion with Easterseals, bridging talent and opportunity. What challenges do disabled individuals face in finding employment?
From more of an operational standpoint, I think we can all agree that transportation is a huge challenge when it comes to employment. Our individuals have very limited resources, and so getting them to and from work can be a barrier. I think that as a provider, we have to think strategically about where we're placing individuals and what resources we can actually utilize. What we teach our staff is that transportation is never the barrier or kind of the piece that the employer needs to worry about, that it seems to be one that multiple people face.
I think some of the challenges people experience in terms of trying to get community positions really are around some of the basic things. In my experience, when I was an employment consultant years ago, as well as the CEO that still advocates for employment, is there's a lot of community businesses that are interested. There's just a fear that they're going to say or do the wrong thing.
For individuals with disabilities, sometimes it's hard for them to speak up to an employer about wanting either an accommodation or asking for assistance. And that barrier can lead to an individual not being successful just because of that fear of being asking and saying, is this my disability that I'm having to ask this for? Or is this something that is just an accommodation that anyone could have? So having that comfort level to be able to reach out and talk to their employer, having that advocacy and knowing that they can ask for supports is another important element that we need to be aware of for individuals with disabilities to maintain successful connection to employment.
The one big obstacle that we see quite a bit is as it relates to the confidence of our job seekers. Many come without hope, many feel defeated because they've been rejected and turned down for different programs, for different employment opportunities. And by the time they come to us, they're kind of at their wits' end, and they feel hopeless. So we spend a lot of time reminding them of their value.
I think it's such a shame because it leads to so many missed opportunities, all because people are, so ingrained to be taught that disability is a bad thing or a negative thing, or it doesn't have any positives or any strengths. And I know that's not true. Our clients know that's not true. So many of the employers that we do work with know that's not true.
Why does National Disability Employment Awareness Month matter?
When I am thinking about, kind of more inclusive hiring practices and why, we even need disability employment awareness in the first place, I always think about, my own personal experiences for advocating for clients in the field day to day, and just how much stigma there still is about hiring disabled employees.
I think it's important to recognize Disability Employment Awareness Month because individuals with disabilities are some of the lowest employed individuals.
And so we need to constantly be bringing awareness of the talents and the skills that people with disabilities bring to the workforce. Because without that awareness, those attitudinal barriers will continue to exist.
So it's important for employers and for all people to see that, to help increase disability awareness. And I do a lot of work around increasing disability awareness to decrease discrimination, so that happens in the workplace and beyond. So I think having disabled people in the workforce is important for that visibility, and it's important for disabled people because they need to work.
Disability employment matters because we need to celebrate the success so that other individuals with disabilities see that there is opportunity and that they can be successful, and show the success that others have had with employers that have an inclusive environment.
I think it's always important to raise awareness of all kinds of things, in particular sharing how a lot of different businesses have hired individuals with disabilities and their success story, helps other business leaders look at maybe it's something they should consider as well.
We need to listen to each other and communicate. And Disability Awareness Month is that opportunity to do that, to celebrate not only those employers that have created those environments, but to create opportunities for those that are getting ready to graduate and wondering what's out there for me. There's a lot out there for you. And so celebrating that and being able to share that through Disability Awareness Employment Month is so important.